This is ANN News Brief.
Good afternoon. I am Lucy Adeyemi. The Egyptian parliament is fast-tracking a constitutional amendment vote that could allow President Abdel Fattah Al-Sisi to extend his time in office. Members of the Egyptian parliament brought their initial vote forward by a week to approve the discussions for amendment. The majority coalition made the proposal suggesting an extension of President Al-Sisi's term in office until 2034, with his current tenure set to end in 2022. The new amendment will likely have a considerable effect on the upcoming parliament elections next year. Suggestions made will decrease the number of seats from almost 600 down to 450 and reintroduce an upper legislative chamber in the form of a Senate where 25% of the members must be women.
توقيت ولسه في أول مدة رئاسة السيد الرئيس، لسه قدامنا لسه 3 سنوات تقريبا. لا، القصة كلها في إن مجلس النواب نفسه ستنتهي فترته وتنتهي دورته العام القادم.
The Egyptian parliament will have 60 days at the most to form the final draft in which the Egyptian population will later vote on. Sudan's main opposition groups have issued their first joint call on Wednesday for President Omar al-Bashir to step down. At their first joint press conference on Thursday, the groups called for the government to step down to pave the way for 4-year transitional governance followed by elections. Sudan has seen protests across the country for nearly 2 months now, often involving hundreds of people. The demonstrations, which have turned into an expression of opposition to Bashir, are sparked by rising food prices and cash shortages. President Bashir held his own rally in the capital Khartoum and called for peace. We'll be back after this short break.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. Roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
More of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
The Somali government says it will award exploration licenses to foreign oil companies later this year, despite calls from the opposition to wait until laws and regulations are in place to govern the oil sector. Seismic surveys conducted by 2 British companies, Soma Oil and Gas and Spectrum's GEO, suggest that Somalia has promising oil reserves along the Indian Ocean coast. Total offshore deposits could be as high as 100 billion barrels. The government says it will accept bids for exploration licenses in November. It says production sharing agreements will be signed in December. But several lawmakers have expressed concern the government is moving too quickly. Later this week, the head of the National Resource Committee in the Upper House of Parliament accused President Mohammed's government of a lack of due diligence and violating the Constitution. That's ANN News Brief. Thanks for watching. For details on these and other stories, visit our website, annafrica.net. Also join the conversation on Facebook, facebook.com/ANN Africa TV, Instagram and Twitter at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.